Smile. You look like a clam.
I think I know what I'm doing. I'm nominated 9 times.
Yeah, but you never won.
And it actually goes up much higher, but I liked it. The idea of it low and be right in her face. And it's got a string on it she plays with.
Best network. They did so well. Wish they could have said that.
I don't think Lucy's on camera. Sniffing it.
Eagles. The eagles of the sea.
The best way to book your stay in the USA. Booking.com, booking.yeah.
Well, for you A-Body fans, this is a great episode, a great week. We are moving our other special A-Body car through the shop, the 1971 Demon, Mr. Norm's car. As you recall, we recently finished all the body and paint work on it. Doug just recently finished building out the engine and getting it detailed correctly. We did a little feature on that. Well, now it's time to install it. Now, again, remember, 346.
Mayor, see here.
Mr. Norm's, all numbers matching. Okay, slide on in. Not a lot of A-bodies, do we, Rooster?
No, this is going to be a little different.
Is yours in?
No.
Okay. You want to put one in and then get the other one in, or how do you want to do it? This is going to need a twist, so if you want to get yours set and put a nut on it, that'll be fine.
Okay. So this is another really cool A-body that I'm starting to fall in love with. It has so much heritage because it's a Mr. Norm's car. I know everyone will love it when it's done.
You got one?
Yep.
Okay.
Put your
Nut on that one, or at least one of them.
Uh-huh.
A-bodies have a completely different setup here on this rear axle assembly as far as how they hang it in the back.
Yeah, Mark's right. All of the B&E body cars have holes in the rear frame rail for the shackle grommets to go through. The A-body uses a bolt-on shackle mount, and these are kind of tricky. I'm never sure which is supposed to go on first, the bracket to the body or the bracket to the shackle. We always seem to figure it out.
Lower that bad boy down. Roll these shackles into place.
All right.
You like shackles, don't you, Dougie?
I sure do.
Yeah.
I've noticed Mark has a new habit. I think he invents these things just to drive people nuts. That or because he is nuts.
Come here.
All right.
There we go. That's a little nicer.
You got yours? Oh, excellent.
You know, Doug says I'm a nut job. Doug's a nut job. Believe me, trust me, folks. He's got these little ticks that he comes up with. One day we were driving around in the car and he says, do you want me to roll the window up? I go, yeah, what the heck, roll the window up, it's free. Which it is, it's free to roll up the window. Now he says it all the time.
You want a shackle plate?
Sure.
Free.
Well, they're not free, are they? I had to buy them. And he does that with everything. Everything is free. If you go to a restaurant with him and I'll say, why don't you have the burger? Why wouldn't I? It's free. It isn't free.
Oh, no?
Okay, I got working with one.
Guess you don't want a nut then, huh?
I'll take a metal nut. There you go. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
The best. By the way, well, speaking of bull tacos,
Yeah?
I got my tank back from Will. Had the pinstriper do the pinstripe on it. It's absolutely stunning. That is going to bring back some good memories. Last time Royal had that bike, he just tore the hell out of it. Yeah, I cut the seat out, right? He didn't help it any either, because he's hard on everything. That poor bike, I bet that thing is in the junkyard now. What do you want to bet?
Oh, I remember the bull taco. It took me under a fence one time. I have a scar on my leg today to prove it. Royal and Mark got into a fight because Mark said that Royal spit on his pool table. So Royal took off running, and Mark couldn't catch him. So he went bananas and cut up Royal's motorcycle seat cover with a sickle. And I'm the nut.
Well, it was a fast bike, and keep up with your TM400 on a straight stretch.
Yeah, for a few seconds.
Till it flooded out and died. Oh, weird anomaly.
Funny thing about motorcycles, huh?
Never did understand that. Well, now this is true. That bull taco was a screaming demon. I mean, it would take Doug on an open stretch to the hole, as they say in basketball. Oh, take him to the hole. But then all of a sudden, it just flood out. Flying throttle, just dive, flood out, and never run again the rest of the day. Maybe until it cooled down. Now, back then, I didn't know what it was. I still don't completely understand it. But I am building a duplicate to that bike now. And it's a beauty. It's graveyard car style 1972 Bull Taco 125% M89. For those of you who are Bull Taco fans out there, the Michael 89.
All right.
Right there?
Yeah.
You like that? Okay. Let me move this out of our way here. Nobody's upset, are they?
Nope. Nobody's upset.
Super Trade. Did I tell you I'm changing my name to Super Trade? Yeah, it's exciting. You know, it was Ice Trade for a long time. But then I got to think, why not be Super Trade, right? Because now everybody says, oh, Ice Trade, this Ice Trade, you're so funny. You know, you're the best. But now they can say it about Super Trade. Oh, God, watch out for Super Trade. You know, you don't play. There you go. Super Trade don't play.
Let's see how many of you gearheads have been paying attention. What gear ratios are available on the Charger RT model with a manual transmission? 3.54 and 4.10, 3.55 and 3.91, or the 3.91 and 4.11. Do you think you're sharp enough to know the answer? Stay tuned after the break to find out.
We'll be here so you can be there. Cough drops, cold meds, and everything in between. Delivered in 1 hour. Walgreens.
Welcome back. Let's see how well you know your gears. What gear ratios are available on the Charger RT model with a manual transmission? 3.54 and 4.10, 3.55 and 3.91, or the 3.91 and 4.11. If you said 3.54 and 4.10, you are correct. And keep considering yourself a true gearhead. The 3.55 and 3.91 ratios were available axle packages behind the torque flight transmission. 4.11 gears were only available in crap box bow tie cars.
Alright, we're gonna head over.
In addition,
Crap box bow tie cars.
features improved traction, particularly under low torque conditions.
Alright, should we leave it on?
Quick stopping power disc
Sure,
brakes,
yeah,
a smart option for the
We'll leave it pointed this way and see what happens.
The Charger will continue to offer in 1969 include the low-cost vacuum-operated speed control. And that's why the Charger will continue to be the most beautiful and wanted car of 1969.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo.
Here we go, yo. So the rear end installation went fine. We got it all buttoned up. Now for the fun stuff. Installing the 346 pack. I can't wait to see the Hemi orange engine against the rally red paint. And that cool air cleaner. It's going to be great.
You're not going to find an easier fit. I mean, you remember, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When you're putting a drivetrain in one of these cars, you have to be mindful of scratching things. If you talk about like a 426 Hemi, like in our 69 Hemi Roadrunner we did a few years ago, power steering car, so you got that great big clumsy power steering box there. You got a 426 Hemi that just doesn't fit between the aprons unless you rock it like this. And then you come along to our 340 little A-body car. Fits like a glove. You don't have those clearance issues. Even though the car is a little bit narrower than that B-body I mentioned, that LA engine and manual steering gear fit in there like a glove. You still gotta be careful, you don't want to scratch anything, but it fits so much nicer.
We need to side shift this way. This way.
Oh, I am.
Hold it.
Okay, so when I knock the car off the lift, that's far enough?
That'd be fine.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good.
The car's moving.
Well, yeah, I moved the car with that last shot. It's okay, it's all right, it's okay.
Okay, yet another insane thing Mark is doing. He screams blueberries out of nowhere all the time because the guy screamed it in a restaurant one time and Mark thought that was cool. Remember how one time it used to be Gundars, then it was Tango and Cash, now it's blueberries!
You like blueberry pancakes there, Tiny?
Tiny who?
So Tiny Dancer don't like blueberries?
Okay, let me try something.
Well, it still needs a massive tip back, right? Is that what you're thinking? Get it in position, then tip back?
Needs to come back 1 more inch. Needs to go to the left just a little bit.
So come in
This is lined up pretty good.
and then get it in position, then tip it up. Okay.
This part is the most nerve-wracking. It's hard enough when it's just Mark and I, but when the cameras are on us, they catch everything.
Shifting to the left.
Okay.
A lot of you guys recall back just even a couple of seasons ago, we were using an installation rack that I had built, where you put the drivetrain on it and you lower the car down around it. And that's similar to the way the factory did it, except they had a jig that would bring it up into it, I think, and bring the car down. I came up because I was working one weekend by myself with using the Doosan, this forklift. And because it's such long forks, and it has full articulation up and down side to side, you can set that drivetrain on there and you can adjust it anywhere you want. Hand me your pony.
Yes, sir.
My little pony.
Let me lower the body a little bit.
You could, yeah.
Same as all the cars, the hardest part is getting the K-member aligned and getting the 4 K-member bolts in place. Once you do that, it's just a matter of getting the transmission cross member in place and buttoning up the front suspension.
Little boys and girls in TV land, how's everybody doing? Kitty, how you doing, man? Good, good, man. How you doing, little tiny dancer? Good, good, good. Do you need that knife back from between my shoulder blades?
So I really don't get the whole backstabbing reference. I know what he's talking about. One time I let a customer in a little early to see his own car. I'm just doing my job. I should get a reward, not labeled a backstabber.
Okay, we have our 4 K-member bolts in place. Transmission cross-member bolts, you got 2 of them, right? You got 1 at least on each side for the transmission cross-member bolts?
Yes?
Okay.
Who really wants to be called a backstabber? That's not a good look. What makes it even worse is he sings it to me every time he sees me.
Hold me close, tiny backstabber. Count the knives left in my back. Lay me down in sheets of betrayal. I know how Jesus felt.
It's a little too much for me.
The 1969 Charger is a unique, one-of-a-kind masterpiece. It combines beauty, performance, and sheer luxury in one spirited machine. And this eye-catching emblem tells the world that this Charger is something completely new this year, a special edition. The Charger Special Edition is a luxury package that includes genuine leather inserts in sporty tan, blue, green, or black front bucket seats, and a wood-grain sports steering wheel. The 1969 Special Edition, where luxury meets style.
I started working on making these exhaust manifolds about 6 years ago. That's a long time to wait to get a part done, but I'm a stickler for wanting things to be just right.
I will tell you that probably the coolest new part to hit the world of restoration are these exhaust manifolds from Tony. These are the manifolds for you. These are missing. You can't find these. When you do find them on eBay, they're $800 to $1,000 for a set, and you don't know if they're cracked. I've had many exhaust manifolds that looked great, but the passenger manifold would crack out. So even the date.
Yep.
I mean, you have that date right there, but what if I have a March of 70 build car?
We're doing 3 different dates. We're doing, and they're pairs.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, that is the